speaking of really doing it, it's time for a highlight reel from one of my personal favorite subreddits, r/DecidingToBeBetter.
Want to make a change today? You are/deciding to be better.
And that's a good thing. Yeah.
First one here by user u/northwest/se, titled, "He said I love you 2 days into being an official couple. A year ago, I would have said it back. Instead, I broke up with him. Therapy for the last 8 months has helped me so much with recognizing my codependent habits. Oh, by the way, before I go any further here on r/DecidingToBeBetter or anything in my videos, I just want to make it clear that I am not a licensed medical professional. Everything here is simply a part of my process of getting my act together one video at a time. So please bear that in mind when I speak to the things that I speak to. If you do need someone professional to speak with, please seek them out. I encourage you to do that. But yeah, let's keep going. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Should have done that earlier in the segment. Cal, learning all the while. Okay, so here it is. Therapy for the last 8 months has helped me so much with recognizing my codependent habits, confronting why I future fast forward / romanticize and ignore red flags. This was my first relationship in 5 years, 30 years old female, and I was excited. We got along really well, laughed a lot, had fun times together, but he, 40 male, would overshare, emotionally dump on me. I felt exhausted after we would hang out, like I was having to entertain him. There was no comfortable moments of silence. He didn't know how to cook. I cook 85% of my meals. He had no savings. He didn't have the same long-term goals. He said, I want my partner to push me to be the best I can be. I told him I am not here to fix or motivate anyone. I want someone who wants things for themselves, not to appease a partner. I had to go with my gut. He was so invested in us and moving so fast. I kept telling him to slow down, but he wasn't listening. I said, boundaries are really important to me. We waited weeks before being intimate, but within days of the act, he was telling me he loved me, and if I loved him, I didn't say it back. I told him I needed space. So I broke it off, and I'm glad. I felt relieved. I opened a bottle of red wine, made myself my favorite meal, and put on my favorite music and opened the window. It's raining. My cat is curled in front of the heater. I am relaxed. I gave someone a chance. I tried. I stated my boundaries. He didn't listen. I ended things. I'm safe. I have my future ahead of me. I am worth all the things I do for myself. He told me, I don't know what it takes to be in a real relationship, and telling people I met through him, quote, she's never had a healthy relationship. I never shared exactly what happened in my past, and glad I didn't. No one is entitled to my trauma. I am valid in my reasoning. I bought myself a fancy opal and diamond ring I've been watching for a few months. A present to myself, and a reminder that anyone who wants to enter my life has to treat me as well as I treat myself. Edit. This blew up so much bigger than I ever thought. Thanks for those supporting me, and a big dismissive jerk-off gesture to the men who think I owe my heart to someone who didn't listen to my boundaries. No one is obligated to reciprocate your feelings. No one is obligated to stick it out. You can leave at any time for any reason. Never let somebody treat you badly or make you uncomfortable. Do not allow anyone to make you feel bad for not wanting to trauma bond. You're not a therapist. True that. I'm not a therapist either, so remember, this is all just stuff that comes top of mind for me in reflecting on this, but what I can appreciate from this post is the ability to recognize that things were not in sync, and the OP's capacity to be assertive in that relationship, to recognize that it isn't her job to fix this other person. In fact, recognizing that once she knew things were not going at a pace she was comfortable with, and giving this person reality checks and creating distance in setting expectations and boundaries, and then going that next step and working to understand herself and how she might have put herself into such a position, i.e. through therapy, recognizing the codependent habits, confronting her capacity to future fast forward, to romanticize, to ignore red flags. I can appreciate that vulnerability. I can appreciate that because in being able to recognize your own faults and work on them and acknowledging that you even have them, then you're in the better position to potentially work through them, transcend them, make changes for the better for yourself and for all of your relationships, ultimately. So, well done to this OP. Next, this second post comes from user Trusted Lies, titled, "After years of poverty, I will be making enough money to live comfortably. I am grateful. I live in a really impoverished city where the annual income is $16,000 a year. It's the poorest in my state. I had the misfortune of living with a roommate who demeaned us as I was going through college, saying we would never make it and constantly choosing alcohol over a future. I went down the same rabbit hole as he did. Fortunately, he is long removed from my life, and I am glad I am sober. Through college and afterwards, I never had a job that made enough for me to truly be living comfortably. The economy here allows for jobs to get away with $7.25 to $8 per hour jobs. I accepted a $17 an hour job in a good line of work. I'm really excited to be able to pay my bills. Even see about going to a college part-time for an associate's in robotics. I'll lose all of my free time. I'm really glad that my life is taking a positive turn, and I'm looking forward to 2022. Well done, Trusted Lies. That's fantastic. So much of who we can become is ultimately informed by the environment that we live in. And this poster is able to speak to that in a sobering way. The fact that the annual income in wherever they find themselves is $16,000 per year, and the fact that this person is taking the opportunity that was presented to them to better their lives, sacrificing the relationship with the roommate and the habits that brought with it, the rabbit hole, as the poster refers to it, and the gratitude about no longer being in such a relationship and having healthier habits. But, of course, this poster is confronting some harsh reality about opportunity. I like the way that they're able to see hope in the future, to feel excitement with the capacity to be independent through their own effort and labor, to aim higher for education opportunities, even though they recognize it might be a sacrifice of free time. I'm very proud of this person, even though I've never met them or ever will, I assume. So, this is great. Well done. Really. Well done. Keep going. You can do this. Trusted Lies. You can do